Welcome back to Thriller Nights, the channel where we dive deep into the most riveting tales of crime, mystery, and intrigue. To our loyal subscribers, thank you for your continued support. If you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on our thrilling content. Today, we're unraveling the fascinating stories of the top 10 most thrilling bank heists in the world. From meticulously planned operations to audacious daylight robberies, these heists have left an indelible mark on history. Buckle up for a wild ride through the annals of crime. Heist number 10. The Great Train Robbery, UK, 1963. Our journey into the world of audacious bank heists begins with one of the most legendary crimes in British history, the Great Train Robbery of 1963. Imagine the scene. A quiet summer night in the Buckinghamshire countryside, interrupted by the sound of a Royal Mail train carrying millions of pounds. Little did anyone know, a meticulously planned robbery was about to unfold that would capture the imagination of a nation and cement itself in criminal lore. The plot was the brainchild of mastermind Bruce Reynolds, who, along with a gang of 15 men, set their sights on the Glasgow to London Royal Mail train. The plan was simple but required precision. They intended to intercept the train and make off with its valuable cargo, £2.6 million in used banknotes, equivalent to over £50 million today. On the night of August 8th, the gang set their plan into motion. Disguised as railway workers, they tampered with the track signals, bringing the train to a halt at a remote location. The gang swiftly overpowered the train's driver, Jack Mills, who was later found battered and unconscious. With military precision, they disconnected the engine and the carriage containing the money, moving it to a pre-selected location where they unloaded the loot into their vehicles. What makes this heist particularly fascinating is the sheer scale of the operation and the gang's ability to evade immediate capture. They had planned to hide out in a nearby farmhouse, waiting for the initial heat to die down before splitting the money and going their separate ways. However, a tip-off from an informant led the police to the farmhouse, where they discovered fingerprints and other incriminating evidence. Within weeks, most of the gang members were arrested. The aftermath of the heist reads like a crime thriller. The gang members were sentenced to lengthy prison terms, but not before Ronald, Buster Edwards, and the notorious Ronnie Biggs escaped. Biggs' life in particular turned into a tale of international intrigue as he evaded capture for 36 years, living in countries around the world before finally returning to the UK in 2001 to complete his sentence. The Great Train Robbery remains a benchmark in the history of crime, showcasing the blend of meticulous planning and daring execution that characterizes the most thrilling heists. It's a story that reminds us how a single night can alter the course of many lives and become an indelible part of history. Heist number 9. The Baker Street Robbery, UK, 1971. From the countryside of Buckinghamshire, we move to the heart of London, to a heist that combined ingenuity and audacity in equal measure. The Baker Street Robbery of 1971. Imagine walking down a bustling London street, unaware that beneath your feet, a team of criminals was tunneling their way into the vaults of Lloyds Bank. This heist not only stunned the public, but also left behind a trail of questions and conspiracy theories that remain unresolved to this day. The mastermind behind this audacious plot was Anthony Gavin, a career criminal who had spent years perfecting the art of tunneling into vaults. Gavin and his gang rented a leather goods shop 2 doors down from the bank and spent weeks digging a 40-foot tunnel beneath the busy Baker Street, directly into the vault's basement. On the weekend of September 11th, when the bank was closed, the gang made their move. Breaking into the vault, they opened over 260 safety deposit boxes, making off with an estimated £3 million in cash, jewelry, and other valuables. The heist was so meticulously planned that it seemed almost flawless, with the gang leaving no clues to their identity. What sets the Baker Street robbery apart is not just the daring nature of the crime, but the sheer audacity of how they managed to avoid immediate detection. Despite the fact that the police were tipped off mid-heist, it wasn't until Monday morning, when the bank opened for business, that the full extent of the robbery was discovered. The gang had used high-frequency radio to communicate during the heist, a method that should have alerted the authorities but didn't due to a police oversight. As investigators sifted through the clues, the press and public were captivated by the audacity of the crime. The media dubbed it the crime of the century, and conspiracy theories began to swirl, suggesting the heist was part of a larger plot involving high-level figures and potentially compromising material from the safety deposit boxes. The gang's luck, however, eventually ran out. Despite their best efforts to cover their tracks, the meticulous investigation by Scotland Yard led to the arrest of several members, including Gavin. They were tried and convicted, but much of the loot was never recovered, adding another layer of mystery to an already captivating story. The Baker Street robbery remains one of the most iconic heists in British history. Its blend of meticulous planning, high-stakes execution, and enduring mystery captures the essence of what makes a heist thrilling. It's a tale that continues to fascinate, reminding us of the fine line between brilliant criminal enterprise and the long arm of the law. Heist number 8. The Banco Central Burglary, Brazil, 2005. Next, we travel to Fortaleza, Brazil, where in 2005, a team of daring criminals executed one of the most audacious heists in history, the Banco Central Burglary. Picture a sweltering city where a seemingly innocuous landscaping business became the front for an elaborate plot that would leave the world in awe. In the months leading up to the heist, a group of men posed as employees of a landscaping company, setting up shop just a block away from the Banco Central branch in Fortaleza. Their real aim, however, was far from planting trees and trimming hedges. Instead, they were digging a tunnel, a meticulously planned, 256-foot-long passage that led directly to the bank's vault. Equipped with sophisticated tools, ventilation systems, and even lighting, the tunnel was an engineering marvel, with walls fortified to prevent collapse. The burglars worked tirelessly, inching their way toward the vault. Finally, on the weekend of August 6th, they made their move. Under the cover of darkness, they broke through the floor of the vault and began their unprecedented heist. For over 48 hours, they toiled in the vault, removing an astounding 3.5 tons of Brazilian reais, worth approximately $70 million. What makes this heist so extraordinary is not just the amount of money stolen, but the flawless execution. The robbers managed to bypass the bank's sophisticated security systems, including motion sensors and alarms, leaving no trace of their activities until the bank reopened on Monday morning. The sheer audacity of the heist captivated the public and left authorities scrambling for answers. The aftermath of the burglary reads like a crime novel. The investigation quickly identified the suspects, leading to the arrest of several gang members and the recovery of some of the stolen money. However, the majority of the loot, nearly $50 million, was never found, vanishing into the criminal underworld. The Banco Central Burglary stands as a testament to the lengths some will go for a massive payday. It's a story of meticulous planning, remarkable ingenuity, and a heist that has become a legend in the annals of crime. Despite the arrests and the intense investigation, the mystery of the missing money continues to intrigue, making this one of the most thrilling bank heists the world has ever seen. Heist number 7. The Banco Itaú Robbery, Brazil, 2011. Our next stop is back in Brazil, where another group of audacious criminals set their sights on Banco Itaú in 2011, pulling off one of the largest bank robberies in history. Imagine a bustling Brazilian city where an unassuming group of men rented a house near the bank, with intentions far more sinister than anyone could have predicted. The gang, posing as entrepreneurs, leased a property near the Banco Itaú branch in the city of São Paulo. Over several months, they began their subterranean work, digging a 400-foot tunnel that snaked its way beneath busy streets and towards the vault of one of Brazil's largest banks. The tunnel was equipped with lighting, air conditioning, and even a rail system to transport the loot back to their hideout. On the weekend of August 28th, with the bank closed and the city unaware, the gang struck. They broke through the reinforced concrete floor of the vault and began their raid. Over the next 2 days, they emptied the vault, taking approximately $70 million in cash. The robbers used sophisticated equipment to avoid triggering the bank's security systems, ensuring their escape would go undetected until the bank reopened on Monday morning. What sets the Banco Itaú robbery apart is not only the amount of money stolen but the sheer scale and sophistication of the operation. The heist was meticulously planned and executed, with the gang members displaying remarkable patience and engineering prowess. Despite the enormous sum of money taken, the authorities were initially baffled, struggling to find leads. The subsequent investigation, however, began to unravel the mystery. Several gang members were eventually apprehended, and some of the stolen money was recovered. The leader of the gang was identified as a notorious criminal known for his involvement in other major heists across Brazil. Even so, a significant portion of the money remained missing, leading to speculation about its whereabouts and the involvement of additional unknown conspirators. The Banco Itaú robbery stands as a testament to the audacity and ingenuity of those willing to risk it all for a monumental score. It's a tale of high stakes, subterranean exploits, and a heist that left a lasting mark on the history of crime in Brazil. The story continues to captivate, reminding us of the fine line between meticulous planning and the relentless pursuit of justice. Heist number 6. The Société Générale Bank Heist, France, 1976. Our journey into the world of high-stakes bank heists takes us next to France, where in 1976, a cunning and resourceful gang orchestrated one of the most infamous bank heists in history, the Société Générale Bank Heist. Picture the glamour of Nice, a Mediterranean jewel, where the world of high finance and crime intersected in a dramatic fashion. The mastermind behind this audacious heist was Albert Spaghieri, a seasoned criminal with a flair for the dramatic. Spaghieri meticulously planned the heist, assembling a team of trusted criminals to execute his grand vision. Their target: the vault of the Société Générale Bank in Nice, which held millions in cash, jewels, and other valuables. The gang's plan was as brilliant as it was bold. For months, they rented a small shop near the bank and began digging a tunnel that would lead them directly into the vault. The tunnel, running 25 meters long, was reinforced with wooden supports and equipped with ventilation, lighting, and a sophisticated drainage system to avoid flooding from the nearby river. On the weekend of July 16, 1976, with the city basking in the summer sun, Spaghieri and his team made their move. Breaking through the floor of the vault, they spent the next 30 hours looting its contents, taking care to avoid tripping the alarm systems. The gang meticulously opened over 400 safety deposit boxes, making off with an estimated 50 million francs in cash, gold, and jewels, equivalent to about $30 million today. The heist was so meticulously planned that the gang even took time to leave a message scrawled on the vault wall: "Sans armes, and I haine, and I violence," without weapons, nor hatred, nor violence. It was a taunt to the authorities and a statement of their cunning and non-violent approach. The aftermath of the heist left the public and law enforcement stunned. For days, the authorities had no leads, and the sheer audacity of the crime captivated the nation. Eventually, a tip led to the arrest of Spaghieri, but in a dramatic twist befitting his larger-than-life persona, he managed to escape from a courtroom by jumping out of a window. He evaded capture for the rest of his life, becoming a folk hero to some and a symbol of criminal ingenuity to others. The Société Générale Bank heist remains a legendary tale of planning, execution, and audacity. It's a story that continues to fascinate, reminding us of the timeless allure of the perfect crime and the enigmatic figures who dare to attempt it. Heist number 5. The Securitas Depot Robbery, UK, 2006. Our next story takes us back to the United Kingdom, to the small town of Tunbridge in Kent, where in 2006, a gang of ruthless criminals executed the largest cash robbery in British history, the Securitas Depot Robbery. Imagine a sleepy town suddenly thrust into the spotlight by a heist that would shake the nation and leave behind a trail of fear and fascination. The heist was masterminded by Lee Murray, a mixed martial artist with a penchant for high-risk endeavors. Murray and his gang meticulously planned the robbery, identifying the Securitas depot as their target due to the vast amounts of cash stored there. The plan began to unfold on the night of February 21, 2006. Disguised as police officers, the gang kidnapped the depot manager, Colin Dixon, and his family. The fear and trauma inflicted on the family were part of a calculated strategy to ensure compliance. Under duress, Dixon was forced to cooperate, leading the gang to the depot where they tied up 14 staff members and began the heist. What followed was a scene of cold, calculated efficiency. The gang spent over an hour loading £53 million in cash into a lorry, taking care to avoid triggering alarms and ensuring that the heist went off without a hitch. The sheer scale of the robbery was staggering, with the gang making off with an amount equivalent to nearly $90 million today. The aftermath of the Securitas depot robbery was marked by an intense manhunt. Despite their meticulous planning, the gang left behind crucial evidence, including fingerprints and surveillance footage. The police swiftly identified and arrested several gang members, but Lee Murray managed to flee the country. He was eventually captured in Morocco, where he continues to serve a lengthy prison sentence. The Securitas depot robbery is a tale of daring and ruthlessness, a heist that captivated the public and showcased the lengths to which some will go for a massive payday. It's a story of meticulous planning, brutal execution, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Despite the arrests and the recovery of some of the stolen cash, a significant portion of the money remains missing, adding an enduring layer of mystery to one of the most thrilling heists in history. Heist number 4. The Northern Bank Robbery, Ireland, 2004. Our next thrilling tale takes us to Belfast, Northern Ireland, where in 2004, one of the largest cash heists in Irish history unfolded with chilling precision: the Northern Bank Robbery. Picture a city still healing from decades of conflict, suddenly plunged into chaos by a heist that would captivate the nation and stir up a storm of controversy and conspiracy. On the night of December 19, 2004, a meticulously planned operation was set into motion. The robbers targeted two senior employees of the Northern Bank, Chris Ward and Kevin McMullen, at their homes. Disguised as police officers, the gang members gained entry and took the employees and their families hostage, threatening their lives to ensure compliance. The robbers' plan was as audacious as it was ruthless. The next day, with their families held at gunpoint, Ward and McMullen were forced to carry out their normal duties at the bank, all while secretly facilitating the heist. That evening, the gang members arrived at the bank, led in by the two employees under duress. Over the course of several hours, the robbers loaded approximately £26.5 million in cash into vans, taking care to avoid triggering alarms or attracting suspicion. The gang's efficiency and precision were remarkable, allowing them to execute the heist without leaving any immediate clues. The aftermath of the Northern Bank robbery was a whirlwind of speculation and intrigue. The public was stunned by the sheer scale of the theft, and the police were left with a complex puzzle to solve. The involvement of high-level criminals and the meticulous planning suggested a connection to paramilitary groups, with the Irish Republican Army, IRA, often cited as the prime suspect. However, no definitive proof emerged, and the case remains officially unsolved, adding a layer of mystery to an already dramatic story. The Northern Bank robbery stands as a testament to the audacity and brutality of modern heists. It's a story that highlights the lengths to which criminals will go for a massive payday and the enduring impact such crimes can have on a community. Despite the intense investigation and several arrests, much of the stolen money has never been recovered, leaving a tantalizing question mark over one of the most thrilling bank heists in history. Heist number 3. The Brink's-Mat Robbery, UK, 1983. From the streets of Belfast, we travel to the UK once more, where in 1983, A heist at the Heathrow International Trading Estate would go down in history as one of the most infamous robberies ever, the Brink's-Mat robbery. Imagine a freezing November morning, where a gang of criminals executed a plan that would forever change the landscape of British crime. The mastermind behind the Brink's-Mat robbery was Brian Robinson, who, along with his gang, had insider information about the security protocols and the treasure trove that awaited them at the Brink's-Mat warehouse. The heist was meticulously planned, with one of the gang members, Anthony Black, working as a security guard at the facility and providing critical information. On the morning of November 26, 1983, the gang made their move. Disguised as security guards, they overpowered the real guards, threatening them with firearms and dousing them in petrol to ensure their compliance. The robbers then made their way to the vault, expecting to find £3 million in cash. What they discovered instead was a staggering hoard of gold bullion, worth £26 million, along with diamonds and cash. The sheer magnitude of the loot took even the robbers by surprise. The gang swiftly loaded 6,800 gold bars into their getaway vehicles, making off with a haul worth over £100 million in today's money. The aftermath of the robbery was a frenzy of speculation and media attention, with the public fascinated by the audacity and scale of the heist. The investigation that followed was one of the largest in British history. Despite the meticulous planning, the gang members left behind crucial evidence, including fingerprints and eyewitness testimonies. Several members of the gang were eventually arrested and convicted, but much of the gold was never recovered, having been smelted down and sold off, disappearing into the criminal underworld. The Brink's-Mat robbery is more than just a story of an audacious heist. It's a tale that revealed the deep connections between organized crime and high finance. The robbery's legacy includes a series of violent reprisals, murders, and an enduring impact on the criminal landscape of the UK. It's a heist that not only showcased the lengths to which criminals will go for a massive payday, but also the far-reaching consequences of their actions. The Brink's-Mat robbery remains a benchmark for audacity and intrigue in the world of high-stakes heists. Heist number 2. The Banco Central Vault, Fortaleza, Brazil, 2005. Our journey through the world of daring bank heists takes us once again to Brazil, where in 2005, an extraordinary and meticulously executed heist unfolded, the Banco Central Vault robbery in Fortaleza. Imagine a bustling Brazilian city, where beneath the everyday hustle and bustle, an audacious plan was quietly taking shape. The Banco Central Vault robbery is renowned not only for the sheer audacity of the criminals involved, but also for the incredible level of ingenuity and planning that went into the heist. The mastermind behind this operation was Antonio Josevan Alves dos Reis, known as Alameo, who carefully orchestrated a team of 25 criminals to pull off the biggest bank heist in Brazilian history. The gang set up a fake landscaping business as a front for their operations. They rented a house just a block away from the Banco Central building and used it as a base to launch their heist. For 3 months, they worked tirelessly, digging a tunnel 256 feet long and 13 feet below ground, equipped with lights, air conditioning, and a sophisticated drainage system to prevent flooding. The tunnel was a feat of engineering, supported by wooden beams and fortified to withstand the pressure of the earth above. The gang worked in shifts, digging their way toward the bank's vault. The tunnel, which ran underneath one of the busiest streets in Fortaleza, ended directly below the vault floor of the Banco Central. On the weekend of August 6, 2005, the gang made their move. With the city unaware of the drama unfolding beneath its feet, they broke through the floor of the vault and entered the bank. For over 48 hours, they meticulously emptied the vault, taking around 160 million Brazilian reais, equivalent to $70 million at the time. The heist was executed with such precision that it went unnoticed until the bank reopened on Monday morning. The aftermath of the robbery left authorities stunned. The gang had bypassed the bank's sophisticated security systems, including motion sensors and alarms, without setting off a single alert. The public was captivated by the scale and audacity of the heist, and the police launched one of the largest manhunts in Brazilian history. The investigation quickly identified several suspects, leading to the arrest of numerous gang members. The mastermind, Antonio Jusevin, was eventually captured, and some of the stolen money was recovered. However, a significant portion of the loot, around $50 million, remains missing to this day, vanishing into the labyrinth of the criminal underworld. The Banco Central Vault robbery is a story of meticulous planning, remarkable ingenuity, and an audacious execution that stands as one of the most thrilling bank heists in history. It's a tale that continues to fascinate and inspire, a testament to the boldness of those willing to risk everything for a massive payday. Despite the arrests and the intense investigation, the mystery of the missing millions adds an enduring layer of intrigue to this incredible heist. Heist number 1. The Hatton Garden Heist, UK, 2015. As we reach the climax of our journey through the most thrilling bank heists in the world, we land in London, where the Hatton Garden Heist unfolded in 2015. This heist, remarkable for its audacity and the surprising profiles of the criminals involved, captivated the public and reminded us that even in the 21st century, the allure of a massive score can bring together an unlikely crew of thieves. The Hatton Garden Heist took place over the Easter weekend, starting on the night of April 2, 2015. Hatton Garden, known for its high-end jewelry stores and safe deposit facilities, became the target of a group of seasoned criminals who came to be known as the Bad Grandpas due to their advanced age. The ringleaders included Brian Reeder, then 76, and Terry Perkins, age 67, both of whom had extensive criminal backgrounds. The gang's plan was both simple and audacious. They had insider knowledge of the vault's layout and its vulnerabilities. Posing as workmen and using a white van, the gang entered the building through an elevator shaft, avoiding security systems and CCTV cameras. They accessed the vault by drilling through a 50-centimeter thick concrete wall using a powerful industrial diamond-tip drill. The work was arduous, taking hours of meticulous drilling, but by the second night, they had managed to breach the vault. Inside, they found hundreds of safety deposit boxes filled with cash, jewelry, gold, and other valuables. Over the course of the weekend, they carefully emptied 73 of these boxes, making off with an estimated £14 million, approximately $20 million, in cash and goods. The gang's age and experience lent a certain old-world charm to their meticulous approach, but it also led to their downfall. Despite their careful planning, they left behind crucial evidence, including DNA and fingerprints. Moreover, their getaway was hampered by physical limitations. The aging thieves struggled with the heavy bags of loot, and their movements were slowed by their own health issues. The discovery of the heist on Tuesday morning sent shockwaves through London and beyond. The sheer scale of the theft, combined with the daring nature of the break-in, led to widespread media coverage and intense public fascination. The investigation that followed was one of the largest in recent history, involving a dedicated task force that eventually unraveled the gang's identities. In May 2015, police arrested several members of the gang, including Brian Reeder and Terry Perkins. The trial revealed a fascinating glimpse into the lives of these older criminals who had spent their youth in and out of prison and saw the heist as a final, audacious score. Despite the arrests, a significant portion of the stolen goods has never been recovered, adding a layer of mystery to the tale. The Hatton Garden Heist stands out not just for the value of the loot, but for the profiles of the criminals involved. It's a story that blends old-school criminal cunning with modern technology, and it serves as a reminder that the allure of a perfect heist can cross generations. As the public followed every twist and turn of the investigation, the heist became a symbol of both criminal ingenuity and the enduring allure of a massive, high-stakes score. The Hatton Garden Heist remains a thrilling, almost cinematic tale of daring and ambition, capturing the imagination of people around the world. And there you have it, the top 10 most thrilling bank heists in the world. Each of these audacious crimes showcases the ingenuity, daring, and sometimes sheer desperation of those who took on the ultimate challenge of robbing a bank. Whether driven by greed, necessity, or a taste for adventure, these heists have left an indelible mark on the history of crime. Thank you for joining us on this exhilarating journey through the world of high-stakes heists. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Thriller Nights for more tales of mystery and intrigue. Your support helps us keep bringing you the most captivating stories from around the world. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and remember, sometimes truth is stranger than fiction.